Hey, I'm Noah, and now that I think about it, I think it's time for a change in scenery. I think this is better, because there's green going on. And yeah, this plant has a sweater. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about inaction. So I got the idea for this video because of this guy right here. You see him? Yeah. A few days ago, I was just thinking about what I want to do a video on next. And I was struggling a little bit, and then the thought came to my mind, what if I held off on doing the video until this guy goes away? And it was just a thought, but the more I thought about it, the more awful it felt. Because really, these videos, this is my way of giving back to the community. This is the biggest platform I could probably ever have. But saying I don't want to do that because of this little blemish that I can't control, that's pretty bad. That's pretty morally bad. Well, it would be really bad if I were to act on it. Or rather, not act. Because in this case, I'm saying I'm not going to do something, and that's inaction. That's not action. Usually when we think of bad acts, we think of being rude, embezzling money, whatever. That was a pretty big range, but we don't stop and think often about how inaction itself can be bad. So our dude Marcus Aurelius, has something to say about this, and watch me turn to the exact right page. It's not like I have a marker or anything, but we're looking at book 9, number 5. And my copy, it's a George Long translation. It's a little old Englishy, but you can get the gist. So, number 5, he often acts unjustly who does not do a certain thing, not only he who does a certain thing. So, first glance, kind of hard to understand. If I'm going to translate it, basically what he's saying is, it's not only action that can be wrong, it's inaction, the absence of action. Knowingly not doing the right thing, giving ample opportunity to do the right thing. So for my example, I'm giving in to fear of judgment or whatever, and preventing myself from doing something that I view as morally good, giving back to the community by teaching a lesson. And that's a pretty good example, but there are so many other common chances in life to do the right thing, and then we choose to not act. And we forget that that's wrong. For example, when you're a kid and you break a glass, do you tell your mom? Maybe you did. I think most people didn't. Sure, maybe you cleaned up the glass, but what if you cleaned it up incorrectly? Sure, maybe you judged that the glass wasn't important, but is that your judgment to make? Is that your property? That's someone else's thing. And it's wrong to judge for them. That's their right. You don't get to decide what information is worth giving them when it's regarding something that's theirs. Would you sell someone's stuff without asking them first because you made a judgment that, it doesn't matter that much? I'm guessing you'd say no. So why is it any different when you break someone's things and you don't tell them? It's basically the same thing. You're not giving people information about what's theirs. That is just not your judgment to make. And looking at that example, you notice a lot of inaction is based on avoiding your fear of other people's judgment. In this case, you want to avoid your mom's judgment for breaking the glass, so you just don't tell her. And that's the wrong thing to do. But you are motivated by avoiding that judgment. Maybe you want to take part in an activity at school, but you're afraid of the other people who are already part of it judging you, so you don't. Even though you know that's what you want to do, it would help you grow, and you know that the people are good people to hang around, you still fear their judgment, and ultimately, you just resort to inaction. At what point are you going to start living your life? Nobody's going to live your life for you. These are the actions that you have to take. And when you deny yourself the ability to be a good person, the ability to grow, that's wrong. It's not only wrong to do something bad, it's wrong to not do something good when you know you totally could have and should have. And when it comes down to it, what really is so bad about people's judgment? Either they're going to have something constructive to say, or they're not going to have something constructive to say. If it's not constructive, ignore it. Why does it matter? And if it's constructive, why don't you build on that and grow as a person. There's nothing to fear in this dichotomy. It's constructive or I use the wrong sides. Either it's constructive or it's not. It's okay to be a little gloomy when someone throws a bunch of criticism at you, especially when it's not constructive. That feeling is fine and valid. But what's wrong is acting on it or not acting because of it. You really have to take responsibility for your actions and your inaction and just be a good person regardless of the judgment of others. So next time you're in a language class and you're afraid to try speaking because you're afraid of the judgment of your teacher or your peers, just pause and think about that feeling. Am I ever going to grow as a person if I don't try speaking? Does it really matter if they judge me for speaking if I'm trying my best? Am I doing the wrong thing by not speaking up because I'm denying myself an opportunity to grow? So today, go out and find something that you've been avoiding because you fear judgment or you're creating anxieties in your head and try it. Don't deny yourself the opportunity to grow. And for the next video, I actually have a plan. I'm going to be going over a concept from Walden. So stay tuned, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.